Approaching 8:43 now, Charlotte City leaders are looking to crack down on excessively loud cars.
The problem evidently so bad, loud cars, one of the biggest complaints for folks living in and visiting Uptown. Charlotte City Councilmember Dante Anderson joins us live this morning. She's the chair of the city's safety committee. Councilmember, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So the committee is looking to tackle these loud cars. First off, what constitutes a quote unquote loud car? And as I understand, council has their hands tied with how they can approach the problem because of state law. Explain.
Absolutely. Well, first, what constitutes a loud car? If someone has modified their muffler to make that excessive noise as they are shifting gears or taking off, that constitutes a excessively loud vehicle. Also, if someone is using their vehicle in a way that is intended to make loud noise, like jackrabbit starts, or doing tail spins and things of that nature that causes excessively loud noise, that falls underneath that purview as well. However, in the state of North Carolina, there's only so much we can do about that right now because we don't really have control as it relates to the usage of noise cameras. And so we can only use noise cameras from a photographic perspective. And so what we're doing is trying to figure out how we can navigate that through General Assembly while we crack down on the street. CMPD just had Operation Safe and Sound, where they were issuing tickets for excessively loud cars. So we're going to continue to run in tandem as we figure out the best path forward.
And many of us have seen and certainly heard those loud vehicles. Even with gas prices being expensive, they're still so loud and going everywhere. But some might see this as government overreach. How do you balance the quality of life concerns with privacy and then those civil liberties?
Yes. Well, the one thing we do have within the city of Charlotte is we do have some control over noise. And so you can't have excessively loud noise after certain hours to begin with if you are a physical establishment. But the thing about the motor vehicles is that they're intended to move people from point A to point B. So when they run through residential areas or high concentrated areas where we know that residents are sleeping or that there are a lot of residential homes, that's where the issue begins to lie. We're not talking about highways. We're not talking about someone just passing through. We're talking about neighborhood residents.
Let's talk street vendors. The safety committee also tackling this. Now, this has gone back and forth several times between full council, the committee. The safety committee now recommending, as I understand, a citywide ban if you're operating without a permit. How did you get to this point?
Well, as you know, we've gone back and forth, and this has been a very interesting conversation. The last conversation with full council, they had some consternation over a misdemeanor charge. And so what we've done is we've broken it out into actually 3 different motions. The first motion is to do, as you said, go ahead and have a citywide ban of street vending, right? And then the second motion is to try and put some teeth to the penalties that come along with those bad actors. And that's what we're proposing to council, is that there will be a criminal penalty, and this is a misdemeanor penalty that won't encroach on anyone's ability to have access to housing or things of that nature. But if you are a bad actor that has had issued tickets for 3-4 times, then CMPD could have that opportunity to pursue that misdemeanor element with you, which gives it some teeth. And it also sticks to those bad actors, not those individuals who are entrepreneurs who are trying to figure out their way and they just didn't know, but these people who are habitual bad actors in the community.
You say putting some teeth to it. And again, this would be a misdemeanor, you're saying, these criminal penalties.
Yes, it would be a misdemeanor akin to other misdemeanor charges that are extremely low level. And as we discussed in the committee discussion yesterday, this is not an outcome of someone serving any time or anything of that nature or being banned from housing. It is just the issue where for civil citations, there's really nothing to hang your hat on with civil citations, unlike a moving violation where you have to show your driver's license. So with a civil citation, it's not tied to a driver's license or a vehicle or a physical property or anything of that nature. So we're trying to figure out a way to make our streets more safe and better navigatable for the residents that call Charlotte home.
I would be remiss if I did not ask you this. Applications open today for Charlotte's interim mayor. Council is going to pick a replacement in a few weeks. Would you like to see a colleague from council hit the ground running, fill the seat for now, or are you preferring an outsider?
Well, my preference, and I've always said this, my preference is that we pick someone from the outside. There's so much going on. We're in the midst of the budget right now. We have the airport negotiations, although we have an extension, but that gives us more time to dig in more deeply. We have so many issues going on our plates. I think we should pick someone from the outside who can bring down the temperature and help galvanize council and navigate us through these next 18 months. So that would be my preference, and that's what I'm going to be looking for when I assess these applications. I've gone through this application process personally on both sides of the table as a reviewer and as an applicant, and so I know the time that it takes. I'm going to take it seriously for everyone who applies.
I'm sure you're well aware that your name has been mentioned in many conversations. Would you be ready if your colleagues are turning to you to fill this interim role?
Well, if my colleagues had an ask of me, I would certainly lend an ear to it. But I'm looking forward to just getting through this next 18 months. And if someone from the outside can come and help us do that, there are a variety of really good folks in the community that come top of mind. Folks have reached out. And so I'm interested in looking through that and going through that assessment process. But certainly would be humbled if my colleagues asked me to fill a leadership opportunity.
All right, Dante Anderson, councilmember. Dante, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're back after this right here on inside the WCNC Charlotte app.